So let's take a look at how you move your web page over toward the Vantora system so we can handle your web page. Let's assume that you have your hosting with GoDaddy, and hosting with anybody, it's going to be virtually the same as this. You can take a look at your domain that we're moving. Let's suppose it's watchyouraxe.com, and then there should be a way to set the DNS. That's the domain name server information. So when you click on that, it's going to take a little bit in order to spin around, do some calculating. So there's one of two ways of moving this toward us, and it depends on what functionality you want us to handle. So for example, if you want us to handle everything on that domain, including your email and everything else, you will change the name servers. So you just hit change on the name servers. Then when you come over here, it's going to say, well, okay, connecting to a new name server, and this can have all kinds of stuff disappear. So, and it's true. If you have emails that are on that domain right now, you probably don't want to point toward our domain name server for everything unless you have pulled down all those emails. But if you're starting something fresh and you want us to handle everything, including email and everything, or you've downloaded all your emails and you want to start fresh with all that, then you click on that for enter the names of the two domain name servers. And there's two of them, and it is ns1.vantora.net, and then you'll put in ns2.vantora.net. And if you do that and then hit save, bingo, it would move everything from that domain toward our servers, and then we will handle the email and the web page. Now, if instead you did not want to do that, let's suppose that you have your email already set up, you want to leave your domain name server where it sits on GoDaddy, but you just want us to handle the web page, you can do that by simply telling GoDaddy to only point toward us for the web page. And that is off this type A. When you go into the records here, you'll see we went down here for the domain name before and I didn't save it, so it's still on the GoDaddy ones. But if you come up here, you have an A at, and then there's a value in here. This is the value you want to change it to. 208.78.224.100. If you have just started the web page, if you just got the domain with GoDaddy, it will probably say parked. If it is going to some other place for the website, there'll probably be a different IP address in there. So you just click on the edit, and when you do, it gives you the ability to go in and change that. And you want to change it from parked or from the other IP address to 208.78.224.100. Then hit save and you're done. So you don't have to do both of those. If you're going to change the NS1, you don't have to worry about this up here. But if you're not going to change the domain name servers to ns1vantora.net and ns2.vantora.net, and you want us just to handle the web page and you're going to handle the email in a separate account, then you do it just like that. And that's all there is to it. Then it will take a little while for it to populate across the internet, depending on what's going on. We have to set up a secure certificate, and that takes a little bit to get installed, and then it will start to move and start pointing toward the new site. So depending on whether or not you're browsing the internet on Verizon or on Spectrum or on Frontier or whoever your ISP is, you may see the new page within minutes, or it could take up to 24 hours for everybody to be pointed toward the new thing. It's kind of like you're putting a forwarding in at the post office, and if there's some mail that's already on the way, and that post office is slow because they're in a small hick town, it may take a little longer for the forwarding to take effect. But in time, all of them will point to the new one. Should take about 24 hours at most, and most of it's going to happen in 2 to 3 hours. So that's how to move your web page toward us hosting it. Either put in the 208.78.224.100 for the points to for the A setting, or change the name servers to ns1.vantora.net and ns2.vantora.net. That's all there is to it. Shout if you need any help.